Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be looking at Jabba the Hutt. But before we take a closer look at this guy, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging. Here it is. It's quite large. He was a carded figure. Move the camera here real quick. And it's kind of surprising. He probably should have came in a box, but this was a carded figure with a bubble. It's got pretty cool design here on the front. And on the back, you can see a picture of the figure, picture of Jabba from the movie, and some of the other figures in the line. Up here at the top corner, there's a glare on it. See if I can get it where you can actually read it. There we go. If you'd like to read that, you can pause the video. So let's get back to the figure, which is the coolest part of this pack. Here he is. He is an older figure. He was released in 2004 as the Return of the Jedi, part of the Return of the Jedi wave of Attack of the Clone figures. He's pretty cool, and he comes with a lot of cool accessories. I'll go ahead and show you those. The first one and the most substantial one is this base that holds his hookah pipe. It does come into pieces. As you can see here, this is really well detailed, and I believe it was reissued with the most recent Jabba the Hutt figure in the 3 3/4 inch scale. It's done in kind of a brown bronze color, which has a black wash over it, which is nice. Inside this little circle here, you can place his hookah. This hookah comes in 2 pieces. You can open this up, and it's painted so it looks like it has like water in the base of it, and it is clear plastic. And it just pops onto the top part of the hookah here. And then the hose with the pipe on it does unplug from the top there. So when you put it all together, it does look fairly movie accurate, and you can place it in there like this. The hose is flexible, so you can move it around wherever you need it to. The other accessories are this little tiny frog octopus thing, which he did eat in the movie at some point, I remember. Might have been in episode 1 or in episode 6, I don't really remember. But I'm really glad that this was included. It's an extra accessory, that's nice. And finally, he comes with his tongue, which is really well sculpted. As you can see here, it's got a peg on the end of it, and you can just plug this into this area in his mouth. There's a peg hole, and it looks pretty nice, and it is removable if you do not want to pose him with it. His articulation is fairly limited, but I don't think that it takes away from the figure. He's got swivel arms on both sides and a swivel waist. And I think for a Jabba the Hutt figure, that's probably all you really need. I mean, he's not the most animated character. He just primarily sits there. And I think the sculpt work that they did for this figure and the paint work really makes up for it. As you can see his eyes, and he's got drool dripping down from the edges of his mouth, all his wrinkles, even on the bottom, aside from this area where they put their name on it. But it's really well done. As you can see here, he's got some type of like moles or warts on him, so that's really nice. The only downside to this figure is if you swivel him this way, or pretty much any direction other than straight forward, it does break up the paint. As you can see here, they've pulled what is like the bottom that would touch the ground up into his face here, which is movie accurate, but unfortunately because he's not real, it doesn't move with his head. And that's a problem that you'll come into with any Jabba the Hutt figure, so don't let that detract from this figure. On camera, it's really washing out the green and the brown, but it is really, well, it's kind of a brown-yellow. But this figure is really well painted, and I would say that it is probably one of the best Jabba the Hutt figures to buy. There was a more recent one that Hasbro did. He had a rubber body that you could move his tail, and it was a little bit more detailed and stuff. But that one goes for a ridiculous amount of money on eBay and Amazon. So I would say if you could find this one for cheaper, he's pretty much just as good. He doesn't come with his stand, unfortunately. That would have been a really nice thing to include, but I think that overall he's definitely worth picking up if you could find him for a good price. And yeah, just tell me what you think about him in the comments section below, and I'll see you later.